Hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? So welcome to Mustard Seed Social Live, where I help you with Facebook platforms and get Facebook ads ready. Today I'm sharing about the best ad strategy right now on Facebook, and it's something that, hi Layla, thanks for tuning in, that ads managers are going crazy for right now. I know this because I'm in a couple of different Facebook groups and just from cruising the internet. So I only thought it would be appropriate to share it. Hi Natalia, thanks for tuning in. So if you are here, let's see, once you tune in, say hi and let us know where in the world you're tuning in from, since we have people tuning in from all over. And I will tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Miley, and I am a Facebook ads specialist right in the Washington, D.C. metro area. I've been in marketing a couple of decades, and I decided a couple of years ago to focus on Facebook platforms. To focus on Facebook platforms and then specifically on Facebook ads. Okay, so today, like I mentioned, we are going to talk about the best Facebook ad strategy right now. Who is interested in learning a strategy versus just posting to Facebook all the time and hoping for results? If you're interested in a strategy, drop a yes in the comments. Is anyone interested in a Facebook ad strategy that pays for itself? I'm going to go ahead and bring up my screen. There'll be a momentary pause while I bring up my presentation. Can you guys see that? I'm not sure this is the view that I was interested in. I might make the view better. Yeah, this is the view I think is a little better. Okay, so we are going to dive right in. Okay, so by definition, most ads managers would agree the best ad strategy on Facebook, perhaps ironically, maybe not, is one that takes people off Facebook, that gets Facebook out of the equation, because running ads costs money. So the best Facebook ad strategy in many scenarios is to capture the audience when they're ready and get them off Facebook. So some of the traditional options for this, which you are probably familiar with, are like the lead magnet, where there's some kind of freebie, some kind of PDF or checklist, and you give your email in exchange for that. And then another thing is like a lead generator, for example, where you advertise your amazing product or service. Like right now I'm doing an air purifier, and then I'm advertising that on Facebook, and then they come over to the sales page and they read all about the sales, all about the air purifier. And if they're really interested in this $1,000 product, then they give, they become a lead. They put their name in the sales page, right? So those are kind of the traditional ways we get people off Facebook when they're ready. Obviously, it's not always ideal to hit somebody up right out of the gate for $1,000. But lead generator, lead magnet. So the ad strategy that is hot right now it does involve lead capture, but it's different. It's different, and it is called. Oh, I have a little bit of a lag. Self-liquidating offer. So this is something that's been around before, but specifically because of our times where people, like businesses, feel like they don't have money. Now they're really looking to do offers that will pay for themselves, like smaller offers that will pay for the ad spend. So that's some of the idea behind that and part of why it's so popular. And a lot of the examples that come to mind for me are a lot of informational products, because that's my industry, but I'll be giving other examples. So one of the strengths of the self-liquidating offer is just that idea that it pays for itself. Okay, and I'll be going into exactly what it is in the next slide. But having an offer that is on hand, that is around, like if it's an informational product, you have this checklist or this PDF that you created a year or two ago, you freshen it up, and then you offer it as a suite of tools. It didn't actually cost you money. Or you have some jewelry that's it's older stock and you want to get rid of it, that kind of thing. It didn't actually cost you money to even create this offer, right? It's an offer, and then it's at a lower dollar value, and so that's one thing. You're paying for the ad spend, but then the other thing is that you're getting a better lead. So let's see, who here has heard of the freebie? Like, who here has heard of this idea of a lead magnet? Type a yes in the comments. So what happens is that marketers have found over time that basically the freebie doesn't always get you a high enough qualified lead. So I mean, it can. It's not the worst thing ever. However, what happens is that a certain portion of that population is people that just want free stuff, right? It's people that are just collecting free stuff, and they're never actually going to transcend to becoming a buyer. So sometimes in Facebook land, like, the way to get a qualified lead is to get people to buy. Like, in a way, it's like, well, I got you a qualified lead simply by the fact that they bought something. Does that make sense? Does that follow? So the fact that you found somebody who was willing to buy counts for a lot. But then also there's this psychology around, if someone buys even a small amount from you, they're much more likely to buy again. And that includes like a higher dollar, right? Because that was like a step of trust, right? Parting with money and trusting you. Okay, so we're going to dive into exactly what this is. And I'm going to try and make this as less conceptual. So basically, this is what a self-liquidating offer is, and it looks like maybe a lot, but really what it is like, there's a front-end offer. So this is what you put in your Facebook ad, like, get this suite of tools, right? And then maybe you even have some bonuses on top of that, or you say, get this, amazing PDF thing that is a case study. And then they come over and there's even more. So there's this front end offer, and then there's a bunch of bonuses, but it's only, the price point is fairly low, right? And this part starts to almost pay for the lead itself. But particularly, this is on the sales page. When they see this one little paragraph, so like, oh, by the way, do you want this little thing? This solidifies. Now, if you have like, your leads usually cost $50 or something, which would be on the high side, but that's like for a really good lead. Now this paid for itself, because something like 27 plus 37, that's $64. And then there's math around this, like 40% of this is, if they are going to buy this, 40% of people are going to buy this, right? It's that whole psychology. Oh, I'm going to buy. Oh, then I'll just keep buying. So then this is like nice, because then you sold them on this and they're more likely to buy this. Now, if you keep the lead, the ad price, the ad spend of $50, now it paid for itself. And you can just kind of keep doing this over and over again and get more awareness, get more qualified leads. So then they go to this order page, and then there's like one more thing. And then it's something like 20% will buy this. So this is like $97. Is an example. So to flesh this out, this is, like I was saying, for my industry, it's like a suite of tools, PDF, checklist, all kinds of things. And this might be like a little training, like a 20-minute training, but for $27. Maybe it's really cutting edge. And then this is like a couple of trainings, right? So they're kind of tied together and related. Makes sense. Thank you. So this is Courtney Foster Donahue. She has this little thing. I sell I still don't know what this thing is, but I'll give her some free publicity because I'm like, it's some kind of informational product where you get a bunch of little products. I'm sorry for my dogs. Nope. A bunch of little products. This is on the high side. She's a little more established, so I guess that's why she's doing that. And then this is $37. So this is a little bit on the high side, but you see how it's just one little paragraph. I hope I don't have to stop and scold my dogs. Okay, so this is Jody Millward. She also is a online specialist. So she has, if you look at this is a whole bunch of trainings, and this is kind of more, you know, this is a huge value, but that's the idea, is you put so many things together and it's a huge value. This is even more of a value than you would usually expect. And then this is like only $17 for a plug and play. Let me close this door. Samson, no. Natalia, that was Samson. Natalia knows me well. I have two dogs. I have one inside and one outside. And when the outside one gets going, then the inside one gets going. Okay, so here are some cool examples of how this might work for different industries. So for example, for the no-brainer, like say you had a bunch of jewelry, like stock that you want to get rid of. Usually your earrings are $27, but to be honest, you kind of want to, you know, get that stock out. So you do 3 sets for one, and then the bump would be maybe a finer piece for like $37. And then there'd be an order page. And then on the thank you page, this would be an upsell. So this is supposed to be like, the idea behind this is really easy, and it can just like scale and multiply. So I don't know that I would do like a custom piece here, but some kind of like popular piece, like a pendant for $97. And it's sort of like a nice way to just get your name out there and get qualified leads. Like you're saying, I have some money for ads, but I don't, it's a way for you to just, for the ads to pay for themselves, basically. So, and get a bunch of awareness and qualified leads. So this is nice. And then you can take the sales conversation to email and follow up that way. And then, any questions? Nice smiley face. Thanks, Natalia. This is, so for auto. So basically, so I kind of imagine this, and Layla, if you want to chime in and let me know, like, I don't know, because I'm happy to brainstorm this in this area. But I was just thinking, you know, for auto, like some kind of informational product, like if the manufacturer does put out some kind of buyer's guide, like here's all the Mitsubishis, here's the Mitsubishi line or something like that, that they just like to give dealers. I don't know if that's the case or not, but people might be willing to buy that, like we buy consumer guides, right? So something like that, and then a bump being something like a free ticket for a raffle, or like if the bump is like $27, maybe like 5 tickets for a raffle where you get a car. I know there's a local raffle for a car, and then, or for like if the dealership sponsors concerts, that kind of thing. So, and the other thing too, is this is something you can play with, like, oh, maybe this would go better as a no-brainer, and this would go better as a bump. Like that's the kind of thing you can play with. And actually, it looks like it could be, okay, yeah, it's something to play with. She says they get the guides for free or online, but I like the concept. So the upsell would be something like, when you buy a car with us, then you can get a free checkup from our garage. But so the idea is, and I got this from Pete McPherson online because he was excited about it on YouTube. I was like, oh, look, it is everywhere. I was like double checking. But he's like, some of it is like, this is actually bringing the buyer closer to your sale, right? It's sort of taking them on the path. Like, what are all the steps that you want the buyer to take on the way to buying this big life-changing thing that you offer, right? So that's sort of a little bit of strategy in it too. Yeah, so that's it. Any questions or any ideas you want to share? Appreciate you guys tuning in. So that's the concept of how, the one thing I want to mention too is you don't have to do, like, this is a sales page. This can be like direct to another page. And then this, these are almost like, but you can just start with this. Like this itself can pay for itself, or even just trying this and seeing how it goes. Like, because sometimes people, it's a bunch of different sales pages to build out. So the idea is, might just want to try one, doing one at a time. So that's our presentation for today. I want to invite you guys to join my Facebook group to stay up to date on Facebook platforms and to get Facebook ads ready. So I will put a link in the comments there. Yep. And it was good to see you guys. Take care.